All right, waiting to get confirmation that it is in fact working. Okay, I had to get my lighting situation straight. I appreciate you guys' patience, but I'm already a fairly chocolate brother, so I didn't want to disappear on you guys as the lighting situation did not look normal right now. Hey, listen, if you're here for the first time, we're going to talk money tonight. We're going to talk wealth. We're going to talk transformation. We're going to talk debt elimination. We're going to talk asset building. We're going to talk about legacy creation, all the good things that have to do with money. If I've never had the pleasure of meeting you, my name is Brian N. Bean, and what I want to do is teach you guys a concept that my mentor taught me. Non-figure mentor, right? That's not 1 million, that's not 10 million, that's over 100 million. When you have 3 digits in front of 2 commas, you have done well in life. So don't judge me tonight. I'm just a messenger. I'm gonna give you guys some information. I'm gonna share with you guys some things that literally have changed my life and given me a huge rate of return off a very, very small investment. What a home-based business can actually do for you and how it can change your family tree. Not just your current circumstances, but your entire family tree. So go ahead and hit share, share, share. I'm giving everybody a chance to hop off of a conference call we just had. So I'm giving everybody a little extra 5 minutes here, but I'll start in about 90 seconds. Go ahead and hit share. If you know anyone who wants to know about wealth, if you know anyone who wants to learn a little bit more about money, someone a little bit confused about what they want to do after retirement or why they aren't retired yet, this is the place to be. So I'm gonna get going with you guys in about 90 seconds, give people a chance to go ahead and get this information out, and I'll be right back. Okay, so let's do it. So listen, all month long, I have been talking about income shifting. I've been telling you guys about the importance of financial education, right? A lot of people don't understand it, but I literally have taken these concepts and helped thousands of people all across the country change their situation. Not me personally, just the principles and concepts and the framework I'm gonna give you. In other words, my point is it is proven and documented. So I don't want you guys to judge me, man. I'm just a messenger blessed with a gift of making complex things really, really simple. And after you understand that, once you understand that, you can start implementing these things in every day of your life. Now, I've done these every Monday in July. And every night, just like tonight, I'm going to emphasize something a little different. So if you don't understand a certain aspect of it, it's probably been talked about on a previous webinar. So this is my 5th one, right? July has 5 Mondays in it and 5 Tuesdays. So tomorrow, I need you guys to do me a big favor. Mark your calendar. I'm gonna be right here conducting another training tomorrow on how to take advantage of what you see tonight. So all July, I've been hitting you with a double whammy on Mondays and Tuesdays. Tonight, we're gonna do an overview on income shifting, and then tomorrow we're gonna show you how to build that concept and add on to it. So go ahead and set your reminders. Let Siri know, let Alexa know, let whoever know. If you got the old school clock that you still tap on the top, let it know. We're gonna get ready to go. So what exactly are the 2 financial objectives that everybody in America should have? Well, it's really simple. Number 1 is your current lifestyle is paid for by your labor. And number 2 is your future lifestyle is paid for with your investments. Now I'm gonna pull some slides up in a second so you guys can see exactly how this multiple income stream concept works, right? How this cash, asset, cash concept works. How this philosophy can be put into play. But I want to talk to you first about the 2 goals and look you eye to eye, because this is important. Most people aim at nothing, so they hit it on the head. Now, I want you guys to understand that. You can't think that your future is going to be different if you don't start doing something different in the present. Sounds like common sense, but there's a big difference between common sense and common practice. Put that in your notes, put that in the comments. There's a difference between common sense and common practice. A lot of things I'm going to discuss over the next 15 minutes are really common sense. You know you shouldn't have a credit card with 19% interest and you giving them the minimum balance for the past 5 years. You know you're paying for things 2 and 3 times. That's common sense, but it's not common practice. You know that if you finance a car over 84 months, and the interest rate is 11%, you know good and hell well you bought 3 cars. Common sense, but it's not common practice. See, the allure of capitalism is designed to really throw you off of your financial goals and make somebody else's goal come true. That's not a knock against capitalism. I'm just telling you how it works, right? The game is, can we get people in America so desensitized to investing? Let's have them thinking it's hard. Can we get people in America desensitized to owning a business? Let's have them think it's impossible. Let's get people in America desensitized to leaving a legacy so their children will be dependent on other people. See, when you get desensitized to wealth and desensitized to wealth building and money and abundance, then you fall right into the prey of a capitalist. I'm not knocking capitalism. What I'm here to do is teach a concept called conscious capitalism. In other words, we have a heart. We're not stepping on anyone to get where we want to go. We're not stepping on anyone to hit our 2 financial objectives. We're not stepping on or hurting anyone to earn a buck. That's not what capitalism is about. Capitalism is about taking advantage of the unlimited opportunities that are all around you guys. But are you doing it? So your goal has to be simple. My current lifestyle, house, car, food, clothing, education, children, recreation, has to be paid for with my labor. But my future lifestyle has to be paid for with my investments. So I want to hit that. I wanted to hit that a little harder tonight than normal, because you can go back again on my timeline on Facebook and see the other webinars every 7 days. Just go back every 7 days in July and you'll see other things that I stress. But the reason I want to hit this tonight is because this is important. One day you're not going to want to work. So what assets do you have or are you accumulating that will provide the lifestyle that you have now while you are working? See, it's not hard, guys. Here's what happens. They call your retirement the golden years. And they feed you that idea since you were small. When you retire or when you get a job, one day you're going to be able to travel the world. Well, newsflash, companies don't pay you more when you leave. So what happens in your current lifestyle has to also contribute to your future lifestyle. But most people only worry about the current lifestyle. They don't do anything to change their future lifestyle. So guess what? Their current and future both look the same. So what we have to do is we have to start generating the asset mentality. we have to start generating the cash to generate the assets that create more cash. Put that in the comments. Let's make sure we get this mantra going, because the more you repeat this to your subconscious, the more you'll act it out. Here's the comment. Type this out. Cash, asset, cash. If you don't do anything else, you can start teaching your children that this week. I don't care if you use blow pops and candy. They got to take some cash, buy, build, or grow an asset, and that asset has to generate more cash. That is the wealth principle that this country was built on. Cash, asset, cash. Now, once you understand that, the question becomes, where do we get the initial cash from? Well, I'm gonna pull up a slide now. I don't want you to keep looking at my face all day. I'm gonna pull up a slide now and show this to you. Once you get this, the world is your oyster. So we've already talked about the 2 objectives. We're not going to talk about the 4 challenges because that's on another webinar, but there are 4 things keeping you from getting your cash. Once you understand that 67% of every wealthy person's wealth, well, I'll say on average, comes from strategy. Wealthy people aren't selling and hustling every single day. That might be what's necessary to get the ball going. But once money starts to make money, you can't outpace it. Put this in the comments. I cannot outwork $1. Put that in the notes. I cannot outwork $1. So if you want your future to look different than your present, and in the present, you're currently working for the dollar, in the future, the dollar has to work for you. You see the difference? In other words, if you can't outwork $1, dollars can bring back more dollars, which can compound and bring back more dollars, which can compound and bring back more dollars. You see it when interest works against you. You see how hard it is to pay off credit cards. You see how long it takes to pay off your mortgage. You see how long it takes to pay off your car note. That's because the interest is working against most people. Well, if you know how it works on that side when you're the borrower, imagine how it works on this side when you're the lender. But you have to have a strategy for that. And that's what most people don't have. They don't have the strategy that allows them to participate on the positive side of interest. So what we do is we give you that strategy. So this is the epitome of cash, asset, cash. When you look at my Facebook page or this slide and you see 369, that's something that we've just coined as basic terms for how long it takes, if not less, to make each goal happen. Within 3 days, we can start showing you how to get positive cash flow. Again, go to another Monday. That's not my stress tonight. Go to another Monday so you can see the breakdown of the cash flow scenarios and the different ways to build it. I will tell you this. Most Americans make okay money. It's just that their cash flow is negative because other people beat them to it. In other words, the mortgage man, the gas man, the insurance man, the internet man, the cell phone man or woman, they all beat you to your money. So when the money comes in, it doesn't stay in your household long. What a positive cash flow cycle does, it works in a way that the cash flow stays with you longer before everyone else gets paid. You see? So in a nutshell, within 3 days, we can start showing you techniques where your lack of money will stop costing you money. That's what a negative cash flow cycle is. If the lack of money costs you money, you're in a negative cycle. If the abundance of money saves you money, you're in a positive cycle. Okay? Here's what I mean. Here's what I mean. If your bills are late, they tack on a late fee. If the rent is late, they tack on a landlord tax on a late fee, right? The car note is late fee. It's not that you don't have the money, you just don't have it on time. So in America, anytime the lack of money costs you money, you're in a negative cash flow cycle. Anytime the abundance of money saves you money, you're in a positive cash flow cycle. Like I'll break it down to some elementary, like let's say Netflix or any subscription. That's why they say, okay, you can do $10 a month, right? Which is $120 All right, well, if you pay $10 a month, that's $120 a year on, let's just say, some subscription. But if you go ahead and give the whole year up front, it'll be 80 bucks, right? Well, what they're saying is if you have the cash flow, you can save $30 or $40. But you know what most people do? No. I'm gonna pay monthly. That's because they don't want to come up with the $80 up front. They'd rather pay $10 a month and pay more over the same year. That's a negative cash flow mentality, and that's a negative cash flow cycle. So another thing I want to stress tonight is the importance of business income. I'm gonna hit that in a second. Within 6 weeks, we can show you guys how to earn extra business income. See within our 3 strategies, the 3, the 6, and the 9, 3 is 3 days, 6 is 6 weeks, and 9 is 9 months. So we have something. The reason I coined it that way, I wanted to come up with something for every type of personality, right? Some people say, Brian, I need some strategies now. Okay, let me show you something right now within 3 days that you can start doing to start seeing a change. Some people say, Brian, this month, I don't want next month to be like last month. I need to start making some money. Okay, within 6 weeks, we can inject some fuel into your income, right? And get that going. And then everybody needs to have a 9-month to a year attitude about any type of investing. Now, when I say 3, 6, 9, that's or less. So it doesn't take 9 months to start investing. It doesn't take 6 weeks to make money. It doesn't take 3 days to learn these strategies. I'm saying or less. Now, here's how this works. You have to own a business in order to play by the rules of capitalism in this country. What we've done, our company's called My Econ. That's short for My Economy, okay? We focus on your economy so you don't have to worry about the economy. So it's $49. Now, we want people to say, Brian, how can something so low generate the results that you're talking about? How are you guys creating millionaires? How are you guys getting people out of debt? How are people losing their homes years ago and now they have a 700 credit score? Well, because most people, they don't understand that cost and value are 2 different things. Put that in the comments. Cost and value are 2 different things. The cost is $49. That's the investment. But the value of the education depends on how much you actually implement. See, I implemented the low investment, but did all the strategies. And now my return on my investment is over 100,000%. Now you do the math, okay? You invest $50 and get $50, that's 100% return. You invest $50 and get $500, that's 1,000% return. Well, I have 100,000% minimum, okay, return on my investment. And I'm being conservative. I'll show you guys a little snippet of what can happen to you in a second. My point to you guys is never confuse cost with value. Just because something is affordable, that's your blessing. That doesn't mean that the value of it can't be worth millions of dollars to you. We built $1 million businesses with this small investment. The $34.95 is the monthly hosting of your website, your mobile app, your tools, your software, your reporting. It basically allows you to stay in business and start writing off your lifestyle. Now, this is important. Let me look you in the eye when I tell you this, because I don't think most people get this. Everybody on this phone or this webinar right now has a cell phone bill. Everybody has the internet. Everybody has gasoline in their car. Everybody eats out. These are things that we all do. So here's a question. Why is it that if we all have certain things that run our lifestyles and households, why won't you open up a home-based business so the government will allow you to track those bills? It's just education. In other words, if you make $50,000 a year, but by the time we have, instead of getting taxed on the $50,000 like your job does, which is where you'll take home, let's say $41,000, $38,000. So your gross is 50, but you're taking home 38. Why don't you get some of that $12,000 back by deducting your taxable income? So The cell phone bill times 12, the internet bill times 12, business meals, entertainment, marketing, your ink in your printer, a percentage of your square footage of your home, utilities. Why don't you lower the 50,000 first, then let the government tax that, as opposed to keeping the 50,000 high and you get taxed on the 50,000 that you don't have? That's common sense, but guess what? Who can fill in the blanks? It's not common practice. It's not common practice. See, you got to come over you got to overcome years and years and years and years and years of programming to understand that in America, a business is the #1 thing you can own. It's the #1 asset you can own is a business. Every wealthy person that you look up to understands that. Even the athletes who make their business, who make their money as high-wage employees, they own businesses. If you're smart, right? You own a business. You start looking for ways to stop giving the government so much money. So everyone we look up to, Oprah, oh my goodness, Warren Buffett, oh my goodness, LeBron James, oh my goodness, or whoever, whether it's athletics or academics or scholar or actor, they all have their hands in business. Now you sitting around here trying to get rich on the job. I don't know. Somebody just told me a long time ago, do as the Romans do, or whatever they say. So in other words, you got to do what wealthy people do to get wealthy people, wealthy results. Now, here's how this works. The first thing we're going to do is create 5 different income streams for you. This is a strategy. I'm gonna wrap this up in 5 minutes or less, but I want to show you how the strategy actually works. If you look at number 2 on this slide, in other words, the second column, tax savings. The first thing we have to do now that you own a business is keep excellent records so that you can show the government that you own a business and you're lowering your taxes legally, ethically, and morally. So if you save $400 a month in taxes, I want you to see this. Well, 400 times 12, right, is about 4,800. So for the year, let's just round it up and say $5,000. So if you save $5,000 a year in taxes, and let's just say you did nothing but invest that $5,000 a year into an investment that brings you double-digit returns. Do you know you just shifted your way to some serious wealth? Because I told you earlier, you can't outwork money. So that 5,000 every year compounds and it grows. And then you add another 5,000, compound, and it grows. Then 5,000, 5,000. If you were investing $5,000 a year for the number of years you've been working before, your situation will be different when you retire. And that second goal of having enough money for freedom and flexibility in your non-working years becomes a reality. See, it's not hard to get wealthy, but you have to understand that the taxes and the overpayment of taxes is typically what keeps you from getting wealthy. So what's my point? We're not just gonna take the 450. We're gonna take the 450, and before we start investing, we're gonna take that 450 and pay off any debt. So now the debt, for example, is $450 per month. We're gonna take the new 450 from the taxes. We're gonna take the old 450 that you were paying, and we're gonna take the $900. On this slide, it says 684. I'm sorry, 864. You see where it says eliminate the debt? We're gonna take $900 and knock it out. Now we're gonna lower your expenses by $125. So now we've created 900 plus 125. That's $1,025 in positive cash flow. Now look, you haven't made any extra money yet. All we did was get the taxes down, get the debt down. We took your expenses down and created $1,025. You see? Now on business income, let's just say you earn $1,200 a month. Between the $1,200 a month you're earning in business, and that's super low, and the $1,000 you created in cash flow, you gave yourself a $2,000 a month pay raise. Yeah. Now go to your boss right now and say, you know what will work for me is an extra $2,000 a month. After they get you out the straitjacket, tell me if they give it to you. You see, these are the things. Remember, mark your calendar. I'm gonna do a training tomorrow, same time. Final training of July. As July comes to a close, I'm gonna do a training tomorrow, right here at the same time. But I want you guys to get that, because your boss is not gonna give you an extra $2,000 a month, $24,000 a year, but strategy can. Now, if you choose to show people the strategy, you can run what's called our triple play, where you earn 150% return on your investment. See, that's why I say the number one thing you can own is a business. What investment are you making right now that's bringing you 150% return? 150%. So if a person says, man, I love these strategies. I love learning how to get double-digit returns. I love learning how to eliminate debt. I love learning how to increase my credit score. I love learning how to minimize my taxes. I love learning the power of my home-based business and how to create deductions and a pay raise for myself. You earn $50 for every membership. That's 100%. Remember, you invested $49. You earn $50 for every membership. Then the next month that they pay their $34.95, you earn $25. That's 150% return on your investment. Now, every single month, you earn between $3, $5, and $7 per month per person, whether you introduce the person or not. Oh, y'all don't understand. Okay, you got people earning weekly checks, $500, $1,000, $3,000. I've earned over 5 figures for 1 week's worth of work. This was years ago. This was in 2014, right? 5 years ago, a $10,000 check for 7 days worth of work. So I want you guys to understand, man, my job wasn't paying me $10,000. My job wasn't paying me $10,000 a month. Forget earning a 5-figure check in 1 week. So if you don't do anything else, understand the power of return on investment. Before I go, my 25 minutes is up. Your $49 one time can then come back to the tune of $50 by introducing one person to the education, the membership. They want to learn these things. You don't have to go out and recruit. This is not some crazy MLM where only the big people make big money. This is a home-based business with a strategy where the masses can now play for little or nothing. Now you earn $25 the next month off just that one person. Meanwhile, you're earning $25 to $50 for everybody that they're introducing and everybody that they introduce, and you're earning $3, $5, and $7 per month every time the $34.95 is paid, which is leverage, bringing you hundreds and thousands of dollars potentially every single month to pay your bills. And that's in addition to the strategies, the tax savings, the debt elimination, and the cash flow I told you guys about earlier. The business income is just a small percentage of the money we teach you strategically how to earn. So I want you to text or inbox or email the person who introduced you to tonight's webinar and just say $34.95. That's how we know that there's somebody serious about making money. When we get that text, that inbox, that email that says $34.95, that's somebody who wants the actual membership. If you got introduced by me personally and I sent you an invitation to my Facebook page, just inbox me and say $34.95 and I help you get your membership up and running. If not, the person who put you on this webinar will help you get your membership up and running. I'm doing a live seminar this weekend. I look forward to seeing everybody who registered there. It's called Game Changer. We host Game Changer every 4 months. I'm looking forward to meeting a lot of you guys in person. And I'll see everyone tomorrow night on our training webinar and training call to show you how to grow this organization and take your organization to another level. Mark your calendars tonight for the same time, same station tomorrow, and go ahead and give it the person who introduced you to tonight's webinar and get your income shifting membership. My name is Brian Bean. See you guys in the magazines. Have a good night.